Before we look at problem number 7, I would like for you to attempt to graph this on your own. So pause the video, graph this on your own. When you have finished, hit play, and I will walk through this graph with you. Okay. For problem number 7, we have y equals 4 cosine quantity x divided by 2 plus pi over 6. Okay. My amplitude is 4, it's the absolute value of a. Okay, period is 2 pi divided by b. Okay, so I take 2 pi divided by 1/2, which is the same thing as multiplying by the reciprocal. So if I'm going to take 2 pi times 2, and that's equal to 4 pi. Okay, my phase shift can be found by taking the opposite of c divided by b. My c value is a positive 6, so the opposite of that is negative 6. Divided by my b value of 1/2. So I take negative pi over 6 times the reciprocal, 2 over 1, and we get negative pi divided by 3. Okay. There's not yet a vertical shift. Okay, so for my x-axis, if my phase shift is negative pi over 3, that is my starting point. And then I have 2 periods and 3 significant points between. Now, before I do anything with my y-axis, I'm going to label my x-axis. Okay, the distance between each point can be found by taking the period divided by 4. So 4 pi divided by 4 is pi. So my very first point on the x-axis is negative pi over 3. I'm going to add pi, or 3 pi over 3, 8 times, to get my 9 x values. So I have 2 pi over 3, 5 pi over 3, 8 pi over 3, 11 pi over 3, 14 pi over 3, 17 pi over 3, 20 pi over 3, and 23 pi divided by 3. Okay. None of those can be reduced, so I'm going to label the x-axis with those values. Once my x-axis is labeled, I need to place my y-axis, which will fall where x is 0. So that is 1/3 of the way between negative pi over 3 and 2 pi over 3. Since my amplitude is 4 and there's no vertical shift, my maximum falls at 4 and my minimum falls at negative 4. This is a cosine curve and a is positive. That means the curve begins at a maximum, okay, and as you move, extends to the x-axis to the minimum, back to the x-axis, and back up to the maximum for 1 period. And we follow that period for the second, or excuse me, we follow that pattern to complete the second period.